Yeah. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Everything that we do exclusive, make sure that it's all inclusive. I was taught make no excuses. As a man, you can't be useless. Man up cause these people ruthless. Hoes down, these thoughts clueless. Lobster Mac, I'm up at roof. Chris, from my tone, you peep the smoothness. In this world, you get the loot. Then your dreams is gonna be lucid. Fool me one time, shame on you. Second time, you gonna be foolish. All that BS for the birds. They come to me, I'm chucking deuces. I stay loyal to the soil, never out here breaking truces. On this road, there's bumps and bruises. Either you move smart or stupid. Nikes on my feet, yeah. And I got a couple swooshes. We ain't have a choice, really. It was either sports or music. Came up in that 90s gritty. That's why this so therapeutic. And you know the flow like fluid. Leave a water boy ruin. Always under the influence. Catch me fresh up in the newest. But I'm always round the fewest. Brothers that I call my unit. G with my G's. Cause you know them hundreds be the bluest. Niggas on some coward shit. Always talking politics. Staying to ourselves. We've been proud of our accomplishments. Seen a lot of shit. But that don't mean I had to follow it. We in a different caliber, these niggas just some scavengers. Feeling like King Arthur when he grabbed the sword Excalibur. Always plan ahead, we've been looking at the calendar. Designated driver, but I'm sitting in the passenger. Stacking up our bread, we just watch the numbers adding up. I ain't gon' front, we gon' need a fucking ladder, bruh. All that shit don't matter, you can tell them niggas batter up. I need my pockets fat enough, hit her with that stamina. Her ass keep getting fatter, bruh. Pull up in the Maxima, turned them to the maximum, we in here laying tracks again. This here was designed and it wasn't by no accident. Like Bill said on Tempo, had to switch up the tempo. And we never forcing vibes cause we keeping it simple.
This be space-time continuum breaking speech. The clock's tick-tocking, quit watching, I'm making heat. Get burned, turn, flip like a snitch. When I spit words, quick I spit the vicious shit. Then I dip swerve, drive into a lane less infested with lanes. And I cess burn, and fuck who you saying the best. I'm playing chess learned, y'all was playing checkers, Papa Sans and my Passat. I was off the fucking rock and nothing changed cause I'm still on. 1 to a fucking million, I'm crazy beyond dumb. Most convoluted mind in the world since the dawn of Swan. Conquer the world with wonton soup recipes like much love to the God beat. I'm probably afflicted with cerebral palsy. The way I keep slipping off these bits of odd speech singing. You could chase $1, yeah, you could chase a dream, but you chase a happy ending, that be something you ain't seen.
Bible on it, just 100 on the dash. Quick flip, clutch quick, or this all could crash. I got the records that make up the math. I put my head down and get to the bag. You talking like I got you mad. To keep it real, I'm playing with you still. I rap part-time, so got more numbers than you ever will. Family members wanna make the will. When you up like a Smith in Beverly Hills. Heard they want my head, this heavy crown. Heard when you're up, they wanna bring you down. This is upstate, with killers, they clutch things. Fourth quarter shooters like C-Web with the sack case. Johnson laid down a verse, he made me rap again. Ain't done a cypher since when Mace was coming back again. This is one take, don't run it back again. This epidemic is epic, gon' make them go cash it in. Yeah.
Straight from the middle, my middle finger erect. Is Xavier or is Zaddy? Make sure you speak it correct. I'm popping for my people, they peeping my prep. My nigga, get your money, make sure you keep the respect. They steady chasing the clout and we catching paper, it's opposite. Speaking on my name, just make sure you come on some proper shit. Coaching, calling plays, I done got it popping like Popovich. Niggas from my city retire fighting, they pop a bitch. Pop across the populace, eating pasta and lobster with rose in a cold glass. High hopes and low class, you bitter with your whole ass. Just plant the seed, it grow fast. What you eat is what you grow. Only speak on what you know. Art gon' last forever, but the pain will always come and go. If they saying stay the same, they don't want you to fucking grow. I speak the truth, I bet they feel it for infinity. Said it, then I'm in it, bitch, I keep the same energy.
I'm brave-hearted, no days off, meet the pay larger. I'm blind to an op like I'm Ray Charles. I'm lit with the shit, gotta wait charge. Ahead with the strip, gotta late start. Like I'm skateboard P with the babes on. Bet I won't slip on the radar. They thoroughbred me for this, it's a cakewalk. Out to Mars with the bars when I take off. Put a young ray gun with the safe off. Got a digital face and the shit's rockets. Bet I feel safe with a bigger profit. I wanna walk in the bank, then I feel awkward. I wanna cop a big space with a new carpet. Got him off aim on the new target. I'm I'm sick with the way that the diction paint pictures. I'm all in their face, make them feel nauseous. Big smile on my face, but I feel foggy. No links up, but I'm still logged in. Cardi on arms like a Mr. Rogers. Rolling up parsley with the pink row. I'm in a space coupe with the tank garment. Finna burn figure eights till I get car sick. Why nigga clean plate, but he still starving. Late stage ones and I'm still saucy. Big slept on, got him still groggy. Only day one, but I'm still flossing. Got the ink on the brink of the page off. I've been had to work, I'm all out in the fit with the ripped garment. They lost all in the feelings that they've been harboring. Got it lit with it, fit something in his water. I'm mixing up the juice with the gin and tonic. Yeah, I'm a rat at cities. Peter Parker's crushed the meanest chronic. I got hooked to speaking phonics through the speaker boxes. Coat the easel on him, got him head banging like a teeter-totter. Motherfucker streaming, them did the beat is solid. I'm a creature on it, made that beat shit on it, had a seizure on it, going easy on him. Wave.
What's up, y'all? I need to make some adjustments. Give me 1 second. Let's see. There we go. That's much better. A little bit more. Okay. I got some lighting issues. Let's see. Where we at here? It's the Hood Trucker Show, and I am the Hood Trucker. Glad you could join us. Today's been a rush. Been running it. I mean, I've been running me all over the place, rushing me here, rushing me there, rushing to get on live. And then we're going to talk about Russia and the Ukraine. Let's see. Miss Nobody in the building. GTM basketball channel in the building. 6 people in there. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Can y'all hear me okay? Just checking. The stream looks okay for now. You have to find a good spot. You know, I got a way to check, you know, how the internet is now. You know, trying to keep it moving and improving. You know, because we've been having problems, but you know, we're trying to fix a lot of the stuff that's going on with the technical issues. Just like Ukraine need to fix their racism issue over there. We need to fix it too. But you know, it's a time of war. You know, you can't put your racism down for a second. At least to get through the wartime stuff. You know, it's a little. I don't think that's a lot to ask, but you know, I mean, you know, people is. You know, people are sometimes. Absolutely, yeah. We had to. Yeah, I'm having some lighting issues, so I think I'm in the sunlight too, so it's gonna calm down in a minute. So, but yeah, let's see. Let's kill this. Should have caught it earlier. I like that song too, by the way. Okay, now let's go over here and let's get into the show. Let's see. I'm just trying to be situated. Make sure I'm situated because stuff was going all over the correct place. So there's some reports that says there's some racism in the Ukraine. The reporting. We're gonna look at the actual instances of racism as it pertains to, you know, trying to get out the country. As you see this young man right here, yeah, he was a part of the story. You know, they're trying to get on the bus, the train, or whatever. And if you look like him, and I believe is that a backwood? That's a backwood hat he got on. Naifa in the building. Naifa in the building. Greetings and blessings. Yeah, so they keeping you off the trains and the buses if you look like him, which is crazy. It's a time of war, and you're playing games like that, so that's crazy. So that you got that. Then you got the racism in the reporting. So they were reporting how they couldn't believe, and it was reporters in America, it was reporters all over the world reporting how they don't understand, you know, how such a civilized country could be at war. They literally said like it's not Pakistan, it's not Afghanistan, it's not Iraq. This is a civilized country. Blonde hair, blue eyes was mentioned in some of the reporting as it pertained to the, looking at the people and all that. And then last but not least, I don't know if it was today or a couple of days ago, but there was a vote to make it so that lynching is a federal crime. And 3 Republicans voted against it. How does that happen? Either you don't care if you get reelected or not, or that your constituents agree and don't want you to further the laws against lynching. In 2022, this happened this year, just a few days ago, where people were voting against making lynching, which is not really even a prevalent way to execute black people nowadays. I mean, they shooting them and running them over and everything else. But you can't even bring yourself to vote against lynching laws, making it a federal crime. Like, what the fuck? So anyway, we got all that on the table. I'm not going to be here very long. I got to be on the road by 7, so I might have to shut it down like 6:30 or so. So we're going to have a nice little discussion in the meantime. But this weekend, just to let you know, over the weekend, starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're gonna be going on between like 4 to 6, probably around closer to 4, so that we can get these lives in, get these discussions in, get everything in place, and so that I could, enjoy the weekend, because on the 5th is your boy birthday. I'll be 51. So I'm gonna be trying to enjoy the birthday weekend. So we're gonna get the lives in early so we can have a little bit of the nightlife, in Atlanta, for the birthday weekend. So let's get started. Okay, where are we at here? What do we want to do first? Okay, that's that story. Okay, we gotta kill that. Let's see. Which one is I lost this? Okay, we want to go to this one first. Okay, so let's do this one. 1458. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Let's get this in. I got so many tabs open, it's ridiculous. Bear with me for a second. We need to full screen this. Okay. Bear with me for a second. Okay, we got that looking good. Brown skin lady in the building. How you doing? Glad you could join us. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready now. I switched to the headphones because I have problems with my speaker, all kinds of shit going on. So, okay, let's get to it. Okay, we make sure we shared and everything. If you have any problems, you can't hear audio, something like that, make sure you let me know. As a matter of fact, let me do this over again because I'm not even sure if I clicked the damn. No, I didn't. Okay, so let's go over here. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I think we got it. Let's take a look real quick again. Okay, it looks good. Okay, now finally, let's get into it.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. So glad you're streaming with us today as thousands of people flee the violence in Ukraine. Worrying accounts now of racial discrimination are being reported throughout the evacuation efforts. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees is now confirming to us that there are cases of discrimination in admitting refugees. One Congo native saying he was discriminated against while trying to board a train out of Ukraine. Take a listen.
They even told us, like, we are going to give you guns and you're going to fight for Ukraine. I said, hi? We going to fight for Ukraine?
He said, hi? You're like, who the hell you think you're talking to? We going to do what?
We are not Ukrainian. We are black. So how can we fight? How can we fight for Ukraine? If we fight for Ukraine, we are going to die first because we are black.
Right.
When they will see, oh, look at those black people. I think they are from they are from NATO. So we have to kill them first. So how could they think that way? Come on.
Because they're racist and they want you to die first. That's why. That's how they could do that. Hold on one second. Brown skin lady, appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, it's the happy birthday. We gonna get it in this weekend. Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Ukraine.
Wow. Our ABC News' Marcus Moore with us now for more outside that train station in Poland.
Let me get this off the screen 1 second. Sorry about that. We're mixing business with pleasure a little bit. But I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it's sad. You know, it's messed up. But at the same time, I mean, that's crazy. Let's run that back. Let's run that back one more time. Let's hear what he had to say again. So, you know, just so we can get a clear indication of what's going on here.
He was discriminated against while trying to board a train out of Ukraine. Take a listen.
They even told us, like, we are going to give you guns and you're going to fight for Ukraine. I said, hi? We going to fight for Ukraine? We are not Ukrainian. We are black. So how can we fight? How can we fight for Ukraine? If we fight for Ukraine, we are going to die first because we are black. When they will see, oh, look at those black people. I think they are from they are from NATO. So we have to kill them first. So how could they think that way? Come on. Ukraine.
I mean, even it happened to him, and even he got to chuckle a little bit because that's ridiculous. You think I'm gonna fight for you? Are you out of your mind? Right, get the hell out of here. Are you out of your mind? You think I'm gonna fight for you? Come on, man. So many clips do they get? So how many clips do they get? I mean, shit, man. Like, damn. No, hell no. I ain't doing that. You ain't gonna let me out the country. You gonna force me to sit here and fight? Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Okay. Let's see here. Let's continue.
Wow. Our ABC News' Marcus Moore with us now for more outside that train station in Poland. Marcus, I mean, here we are in the middle of a humanitarian crisis. People are still finding a way to dehumanize others, specifically others in need.
Kira, it is an ugly truth that is once again bubbling to the surface in the midst of a war, in the midst of a humanitarian crisis that is now unfolding here in Poland and Ukraine and in neighboring countries. And you heard from that gentleman there. He's 34 years old. He's lived in Ukraine for the past 9 years, originally from Congo. And he said he left the Republic of Congo for a better life, to escape the political situation, the strife there. And here he is once again now having to leave another country and is facing discrimination. Just a little bit more about what he said, Kira, that he and others endured as they tried to leave Ukraine. He is in Dnipro, or lived in Dnipro, which is just south of Kiev. And at one point on the train that he was trying to get on with so many other refugees, he said that the guards there said that only women and children would be allowed to board the trains that were headed west. And that then they saw that there were white men who were allowed to get on, but that the people of color were barred from getting onto that train. And it was a moment of disbelief for him, and certainly one of frustration. And he said that he would have gotten it on video, how the guards were aggressive, he said, towards the people of color, if he had had the time. But in the midst of the chaos, it was not his first thought to record what was happening. But certainly, as you know now, there have been a number of reports of discrimination that have unfolded in the midst of this mass exodus from Ukraine. And it's certainly very upsetting to him. But Kira, he said something very striking. For anyone who has been to that part of the world, and obviously the population is mostly white in Ukraine and in this part of the world. And he said that to be black in Ukraine, that you expect to be treated a certain way. And so on a certain level, he wasn't surprised by what happened, but certainly he was saddened and frustrated today about what they all experienced.
I get that, they shouldn't, or they didn't feel surprised about anything. Doesn't mean you're supposed to accept it. Sometimes, people don't speak up because they don't want to cause a scene, or they don't want to cause any problems or something like that, which I get it. I mean, he's a student, he didn't come there for that. He came there to get an education. If somebody's being a racist, sometimes it's better to, in terms of what they can do to you. It's a time of war and all that kind of stuff. Maybe maybe it's not necessarily a bad idea to, just to not say nothing, maybe not record stuff like that. Look, they in Ukraine, they're not in America, and they got different laws over there. And as he said, it's mostly white in that region of the world, and it's expected. So what's crazy is that this goes on all over the world, and you got people in America saying that America's not racist anymore because they may or may not have had a let me see, what's going on. They may, they may, because they got a black president is not racist anymore. I remember they used to say that. But let's just look at the chat real quick. What is this? Lynching bill was a communist propaganda. Nobody's being lynched in modern times. Racist is a communist term as well. Doesn't matter what you call the term. Actually, you're right. It's not. People are not being lynched anymore. So why not pass the law to make it a federal crime? And actually, there have been cases in Orange County, I believe, the last one I heard, that people are being found hung from trees. I mean, that's the example of a lynching. So they still happen today. They're not publicized and all over the news like as they once were, but they still happen. And for them to vote against it because if you want to look at your theory, because it's a communist propaganda, the lynching bill is a communist propaganda. Why not vote for it then? That's even more reason to vote for it. If you want to take that take on it. And see, people are still getting lynched in America. They absolutely are. Again, they're not calling it lynching because everybody knows what that's associated with. Let's see. Ahmaud Arbery was lynched. What do you think? What do you think lynching is? If you some people want to only associate that with hanging, stuff like that. That was a murder. That was a murder. Now, Can it be also associated with lynching? Absolutely. But there's a reason why these people is not voting for the chat. Beware in the building. Excuse me. Joe in the building. These dummies blaming communists. What about the far right Republican Nazi reporters supporting Russia? Did you see the border? Saw a video of Nazis being racist also, but always blame the other side too. Right. Just like I was pointing out how that convoy was didn't have any black people, and they called me racist for pointing that out, which is crazy. You see, many Africans can't stand African Americans. I can't be too hurt for them. That's true, but a lot of that is the propaganda that they shoot over there. See, Shatter, no, he was not. I mean, why wasn't he? Like, what is your definition of lynching? Lynching is being hung. No, it's not just that. It's not just that. That's just what you commonly associate that, but that doesn't mean it's just that. See, in the case of white folks are being lynched daily and a law that will support them. In that case, white folks are being lynched daily and a law that will support them. Absolutely. Absolutely. It didn't say the black lynching law. It said the lynching law. Let's see, because we're amongst communist colonizers. See, it's not. Look up the word lynch. Now we're gonna. Okay, but so if it's not lynching, then why not vote for the law? And I see. I mean, you guys are making a point for even worse for why they should have voted for the law to make it a federal crime. If it doesn't happen anymore, then what are you talking about? If it don't happen no more, why is it a problem? Let's see. We are using the language of homicidal regime over the million bodies. It's a shame. Okay, but okay, so vote for the law then. It's 2022. We can't be that uneducated. Of course we can. Look up Nazi flags, convoy, type of groups and their movement, but nobody wants to talk about it. There's a video of Nazis. So I'm looking it up now. Beware in the building. Okay. So yeah, so here's the thing though. Okay, look. If it's not happening, why do we need it? Okay. What's the problem? Why is it? Okay, so if it's not happening, why do we need it? Why not? Why do you need a Confederate flag? Why do you need a Confederate statue? There's plenty. Why do you need to drink a beer? Why do you need to smoke weed? There's all kinds of shit you can ask that saying. Why do you need to gamble? Why do you need to have sex? There's all kinds of things that we do that not necessarily needed. I don't agree with your premise, but if we take your premise or your theory that it doesn't exist, there's a lot of things that don't exist that they have laws on the books for. Nazism is a communist invention. Okay. A communist invention. Aren't Nazis communists? Anyway. what is the recent uprising of the word communist all of a sudden? Where you know what I'm saying? It's like right. Confederate flag is anti-American. Right, because they fought. It's called the Civil War. They fought against America. They were Americans fighting against. They don't want to admit to it because it sounds bad, but they were fighting against freeing slaves. It's crazy. They want to put that shit up. They say, you dirty boat troll, around $5 a month is not good money, you bozo. I don't know where that came from. Let's see. Yeah, please inform us on what you're talking about. Beware. Let's see. Okay, now he's going into all kinds of stuff. Okay, so look, my question is this: why are you so against it? I mean, only people that would be arguing in that situation for why these Republicans voted against it would be somebody who's a Republican. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. That communist is BS talk or white supremacist talk. Right. Absolutely. So, but we're going to get to that in a second because We're gonna have a clip that explain it a little bit more. Beware talking about the trolls. I think we have issues seeing past our Marxist subversion. Okay, why can't? Okay, so you never answered the question, Manu or Mau. Why is it that they couldn't vote for it? I mean, look, everybody else voted it. Why is it only 3? And then why? Okay, first of all, everybody else didn't have a problem with it, but those 3. So why did those 3 have a problem with it? Because if it happens, you can't say that it'll never happen. Because again, there were unsolved murders from blacks hanging from trees in Orange County, California. When they find those people who did that, they could charge them with lynching and make it a federal crime. So there's no such thing as it doesn't happen anymore. We were going with your theory, but you're absolutely wrong. Absolutely, it happens still. Absolutely, it happens still, right? And so why not make it a federal law? Like they made it a federal law to deface deface a Confederate statue or something. Like, public statues and all that. Donald Trump was the main one talking about, how we're going to prosecute you to the full extent of the law. Okay, so do the same thing with lynching then. Do you know there have been? Okay, look. I'm gonna show a clip where they talk about it, but just briefly, they've put forth 200 bills to make lynching a federal law. And just this one recently, over the past few days, day or 2 or 3, is the only one that passed. Then you got this guy coming up here talking about what do we need it for? We've been needed it. So you're saying that all them people in the past did all that lynching, didn't have a law, so now we don't even need it no more. That's incredible. Well, let's continue.
You know what? If you don't mind, let's take a listen to another part of your exchange with him, Marcus, and talk a little bit more.
It was clear. It was clear. Because we are black. That's why they were acting that way. Come on. We are black people in a white country. We already know the way that we're gonna act with us. So for me, it's nothing.
Now, I wouldn't go that far. But I can understand what he's talking about. He's probably if he's from Africa, he probably doesn't see racism all the time. And he knows he's just there to get his education, and he's going to deal with it and go home. Now, you can't really blame him. For having that attitude. But at the same time, as what Brown Skin Lady said, it's kind of hard to feel sympathy for you because a lot of Africans don't like American blacks. That's true. However, you can't say that everyone is like that. You can't, you want to put everybody in one box. That's not always the case. Some people, some are like that, bougie. Like, you got people over here, same thing. They don't like certain blacks as you live over here. You're ghetto, you're bougie, all that type of shit. It goes on. Like territorial type shit goes on. It goes on. Let's see. Why would you want to block diversity of thought? How does one learn with closed minds? Absolutely. I would say my question to you would be, how does one answer your own question? How does one learn with a closed mind? It sounds like you're closed-minded. It's communist propaganda. So lynching doesn't. You sound closed-minded yourself. Open your mind and then re-ask that question. See all these mental gymnastics You're way off topic. Let's see. I only share information. I definitely insult no one. Okay. I mean, but sometimes you can have a take on a position that's insulting. But cool. Let's go and look at really quick the coverage. Like even the coverage itself was racist. So because the way they talk about the people, where is it? Where is it? Okay, we did that one. Okay, here it is. Right. Even the coverage itself was racist, and they're gonna show you. They're gonna tell you. She's gonna tell you. She's gonna show you right here. Let me just double check here. She's gonna show you. She definitely will. Okay, let's start at the beginning.
You've seen the situation in Ukraine. You've seen how the world is responding. Now let me show you how the world is covering this invasion. I'm talking about the media, especially Western channels. How are they covering Russia's invasion? With blatant racism. Let me say something at the outset. As journalists, we do not filter hardships and pain. We do not see caste, color, or gender. And we have stuck by this principle. When the Taliban stormed Kabul, we stood with Afghans. When Ethiopia attacked its own people, we questioned them. When unarmed black teenagers were gunned down in the US, we joined the outrage. Today, we are doing the same. We see the plight of the Ukrainian people, and we have reported on their hardships. But what about the Western media? They too are reporting on the crisis, on the war, on the refugees. But they do not see hardships. They only see race, the color of your skin, the color of your hair. Let me show you exhibit number 1. This exchange happened on the BBC, the so-called guardian of unbiased reportage. Listen to how their panel describes the refugees from Ukraine.
And before he starts to speak, this is a worldwide problem. There's racism worldwide. Watch this.
It's really emotional for me because I see European people with blue eyes and blonde hair being killed.
Why is that important that they with their blue eyes and blonde hair? Why is that important to mention that? Even though, like we just seen, there's other people there. It's not just blonde hair, blue eyed people, but that's all you focus on. That's what she's talking about.
People with blue eyes and blonde hair. That is why the so-called expert on the BBC is emotional, not because the people are homeless, not because their country is being invaded, but because their hair is blonde. On social media, a lot of people are defending the BBC. They say it's a guest, not their anchor. Let me take you back to September last year. Another guest was speaking on the very same channel, South Asian expert Christine Fair. She called out Pakistan's links with the Taliban. Do you remember what the BBC presenter did? She shut her down. She said it was violating the channel's unbiased coverage. So exposing terror links is a violation. Blatant racism and white supremacy is fine.
Exactly. So if you are saying what he said, it's a shame I see blonde hair, blue eyed people, they're getting attacked and all that. But the take from that was the lady was exposing something that the BBC doesn't allow or doesn't like to expose. But as soon as you are on the side of racism, which they later on said that we don't do that and that wasn't us, it was a guest and all that, but you didn't shut that person down, you just let him go. That's what she's talking about.
Gold standard indeed. Now for exhibit number 2, NBC News from the US. Listen to this.
These are not refugees from Syria. These are Christians, they're white, they're very similar.
These are not refugees from Syria. These are Christians. They're white. They're very similar to us. What? Why is that important? Oh, it's important because if you're a racist, it's important. Listen, these are not refugees from Syria. Not Syria. These are Christians. They're white, and they're very similar to us. Of course they are.
Very similar to us. How so? Because the Syrian refugees are Muslims. Their skin is darker, their hair is not blonde. So Europe does not want them.
Exactly. They're Muslims. And she's over there with that boy. You talking about, what's that dude name on here? Mao, you talking about propaganda. Why you ain't talking about that propaganda? You talking about communist propaganda? What about white people propaganda? You ain't talking about that though.
And remember, this is not being said at some white supremacy cult. This is happening on live television. Exhibit number 3.
She said it, white supremacy cult.
CBS News, another American broadcaster, their reporter is appalled by the war, not because there is death and destruction, but because it is happening in Europe.
Like Iraq or Afghanistan, this is a relatively civilized, relatively European city where you wouldn't expect that or hope that it's going to happen.
What did he just say? What the hell did he just say? Hold on. Let's run it back. What did he just say?
Like Iraq or Afghanistan, this is a relatively civilized, relatively European city where you wouldn't expect that or hope that it's going to happen.
Wow. Was that on CBS News? This isn't Iraq or Afghanistan. This is a relatively civilized, relatively European city. What? Let's see. What is white propaganda? She's speaking like her communist handlers. Look, white propaganda is what he's talking about. This isn't Iraq or Afghanistan where you expect that stuff to happen. This is civilized, relatively European city. That's propaganda, homie. That's propaganda. Because there's no difference. It doesn't matter if it's Iraq or Afghanistan or whatever. War is war. It don't matter who the people are there and all that. War is war. That's propaganda. It's somehow different. This isn't Iraq. So we shouldn't even be having this right here. This isn't Iraq. That's propaganda. That's propaganda. What is white propaganda?
So Iraq and Afghanistan are uncivilized countries. Their people are uncultured. Their regimes are irresponsible. So they deserve war. They deserve hundreds of bombs and years of occupation. What about Ukraine? According to CBS, no. Ukraine does not deserve war or hardships because Ukraine is civilized. And now for the final exhibit. This one is not from the West. It is from Al Jazeera in Qatar. This anchor simply cannot comprehend the idea of European refugees.
What's compelling is just looking at them, the way they're dressed. These are prosperous, I'm loath to use the expression, these are prosperous middle-class people. These are not obviously refugees trying to get away from areas in the Middle East.
These are prosperous middle-class people. These are not obviously refugees trying to get away from the Middle East. And that somehow makes it worse. That's not propaganda. You are disparaging people, refugees from the Middle East. You're saying that these people are somehow better than people from the Middle East. That's not propaganda. Mei Wu, whatever your name is, that's not propaganda. Iraq is not a modern civilization. Europe is, so one should expect more from a modern civilization. No. Absolutely not. War is war. So because a country is not as developed as another country, that makes the people that are more developed better some kind of way. These are prosperous middle class people. Like they should not be. They shouldn't even be going through this. It's not like they're Middle Eastern refugees or something. These are prosperous middle class people. That's not propaganda. Come on, homie. I don't know. I don't know what channels you be going on spewing that bullshit, but you can't do that over here.
That are still in a big state of war. These are not people trying to get away from areas in North Africa. They look like any European family that you would live next door to.
Look at the propaganda. These are like normal people that you would live next door to. They're not like the refugees out of the Middle East. They're like your neighbor. That's not propaganda. Do you understand what propaganda is? Do you even understand what propaganda is? That's the epitome of propaganda right there. You so brainwashed and so white privileged that you can't see it. You can't see nothing goes wrong on if you like them right here. Oh, it's something somehow different if these are prosperous middle class people that look like your neighbors. Oh, it's somehow different. Mao Wu, however you pronounce your name. Then you're somehow different. You have bought into that propaganda. You are spreading this propaganda right here that somehow these people are better than the people in the Middle East. But of course, again, Middle Eastern, European are biologically the same people, just different culturally. How are they? Oh, these are not Middle East. That's what he said. These are not Middle Eastern. They're not refugees coming from the Middle East. These are prosperous middle class people who look like your neighbors. That's pure propaganda, homie. Pure.
That reporter is confused about the refugees. They look middle class. They look like Europeans. How is something so bad happening to them? Well,
how is something so? She took the same take. How is something so bad happening to them? These are they look like my neighbors. How could this be happening to them? But they don't say the same thing about if you're Middle Eastern, though. They don't say the same thing. So it doesn't matter how much more developed, whatever. People are people. And if shit pops off in your country, it don't matter. As we see right here, it's a perfect example. It don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter how blonde hair and blue-eyed you are. It don't matter. If it's gonna pop off, it's popping off. How could this be happening? Unbelievable, dude.
This is what systemic racism looks like.
Right.
Do you remember the 2015 refugee crisis? Around 1.3 million people sought asylum in Europe. Most of them were from Syria, Afghanistan, and Nigeria. Do you remember how the West reacted? They shut their borders, they herded the refugees like cattle, and they branded them as terrorists.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing how that happens. How could this be happening? They're prosperous. They look like my neighbor. They're blonde hair, blue eyed. But when the role is reversed, they're shutting the borders down. She's full of it. That's all you got? She's full of it? You don't remember? You don't remember? America even shut down its border when they had some refugees coming across Mexico. They were talking about how they were these beautiful looking people. They look like neighbors and all type of shit. They weren't talking about none of that. They were shutting the border down. On Mexico, they would shut their border down.
Back then, Western reportage was quite different. Let me show you what the BBC did. They prepared 7 charts depicting the refugee crisis. Let's focus on chart number 5. Which European countries are most affected? Now remember, this war was in West Asia. The bombs were dropping on West Asia, but this was the BBC's big concern. Which European countries are most affected? Now,
which European countries are the most affected? They don't care about what was being bombed. They worried about which European countries are the most affected.
Just to be clear, we welcome what Europe is doing to host Ukrainian refugees. They deserve all the help. Our question is, why just Ukraine? Ukraine is not a member of the European Union. It is not part of NATO. So what explains this level of assistance?
Right, and you're not even a part of NATO. You're not even a part of NATO. Why are you not a part of NATO? So you can't see past your government education at this. You can't see past the facts. Hey, look, you have nothing. You have nothing. You have nothing. Now you want to bring all government education. What does that have to do with that? Listen, we're getting educated right now. What does government education have to do with anything? You say stuff like that when you have nothing. That's why a lot of times when people get in arguments with Caucasians, a lot of times they use the N-word because they ran out of gas. That's the go-to thing. and there's a lot of people use different things as the go-to. Some people use homosexuality as a N-word equivalent. We see it all the time on YouTube where people have disagreements and they want to call the other person gay, or they want to call them this or that or whatever. But it's usually that happens when you run out of gas and you don't have anything else.
Racism. You see, Ukrainians are Europeans, hence they get the red carpet, but Africans and Asians get border crackdowns and refugee camps. Western media is part of the problem, I have to say. They reflect the public mentality, their sense of European supremacy. And the problem is, governments are not doing anything to help. In fact, they're adding fuel to this fire. Let me show you what Bulgaria's Prime Minister said about refugees. I'm quoting. These people are intelligent, they're educated people. This is not the refugee wave we have been used to. People we were not sure about their identity. People with unclear pasts who could have been even terrorists.
That's propaganda, homie. That's the epitome of propaganda right there. Let's run that back. Let's run that back. Let's run that. These are a different type of people. Right here, these people are intelligent. They're educated. They're not like those other people. That's propaganda, homie.
Fuel to this fire. Let me show you what Bulgaria's Prime Minister said about refugees. I'm quoting.
And this is Bulgaria. This is Bulgaria.
These people are intelligent.
These people are intelligent. They are educated people. This is not the refugee wave we have been used to. People we were not sure.
They're educated people. This is not the refugee wave we have been used to. People we were not sure about their identity.
We are not sure about their identity, with unclear past, who could have been terrorists. So what he's basically saying is, if you're educated, you can't be a terrorist. If you you see, what does it say? If you're educated, you can't be a terrorist. This is not the refugee wave we've been used to. So if you don't look like the refugees we're used to looking at, it's somehow different. People with unclear past, it could have been terrorists. That's propaganda, homie. That's propaganda.
Terrorists. That was a European head of state. He's openly calling West Asian refugees terrorists. If this does not expose Western hypocrisy, nothing does.
Exactly. Propaganda.
They invaded Asian and African countries. They waged war. They committed war crimes. And when the people fled, they shut their borders. What does this tell you? That refugees were never the problem. That money or borders were not the issue. The issue was race. Think about it.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Mario don't like that. I'm exposing shit over here. I'm applying that pressure over here. You know what I'm saying? You better get it together. So, yeah, I mean, that's propaganda. These people don't look like, these people are educated. They don't look like us. They don't look like stuff. That's not what we used to. Propaganda. Malwell came in with that bullshit. That's propaganda, homie. That's propaganda. That's the prime example of propaganda. These people, these are not the refugees we're used to. What you mean? These aren't the refugees we're used to. What you mean? What you mean? What are we used to then? What you mean when they say what we used to? So let's move on. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, click that like button and it's like, subscribe. She even saying it in Spanish. I believe that's Spanish. Possibly, maybe. Let's see, because they probably used to poor people being refugees. Okay, Ronald. and the color of the skin. Russia has the right to protect culture, civilization. See, you know what I'm talking about? So you want to see? So you just said that's not true. Now you're saying that Russia has the right to protect its culture and civilization. Which is it? Propaganda. Get out of here. It's bullshit. So now moving on. I have this this final clip I wanna show. Let's see, where did it go? I want to have this final clip on the lynching law that the people voted against, making it a federal law. They voted against it. The three Republicans. I see you now. Hold on. Let me see. Which one is it? Okay, here we go. Okay, this is TYT. I don't know how they act about sharing stuff, but we're gonna share it anyway. Yeah, you talk about that guy. Let's see. Hey, Jugger, there's a guy standing behind you. Don't look. He's looking. It's weird. He's grown ass man being a troll. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let's continue. And let's hear about how these Republicans don't want to vote for the lynching law. And let's see if Mao Wow, or whatever his name is, was right, that this is just a communist propaganda.
On Monday, the House of Representatives passed the Emmett Till Anti Lynching Act, which would make lynching a federal crime. I want you to remember that, that it would make lynching a federal crime. It's important to remember that because one of the three Republicans who voted against this legislation claims that it wouldn't make it a federal crime. He's lying to you. Now, the whole point of this story is to tell you, A, it passed in the House.
Okay, look what the tactic is, right? Mao came in here and said that the reason why that you shouldn't vote to make the lynching law a law is because we don't need it. I mean, just ridiculous. Let's just say something, throw it against the wall, and see if people will buy it. She just told you that one of them said that the reason why he didn't vote for it is because it wouldn't make it a federal law.
That's great. Almost unanimously. However, three Republican lawmakers decided to vote against this legislation, and they gave a whole bunch of BS reasons for doing so. Who are the lawmakers? Well, we've got Andrew Clyde, a Republican of Georgia, Thomas Massie from Kentucky.
So we got Georgia. Ain't that where Marjorie Taylor Greene from? Why am I not surprised that Georgia's on the list? And then they got Kentucky. Let's see who else.
And Chip Roy from Texas.
Texas. Just so happens that all of them are in the South.
Now, according to the 2019 version of the act, around 200 anti-lynching bills were introduced to Congress between 1882 and 1986, and all of them failed to clear Congress.
Did you hear that, Mao Wow? Let's run that back. Let's hear that again.
And 1986.
Hold on.
And all of them failed.
Hold on, let's go back a little bit more.
Were introduced to version of the act, around 200 anti-lynching.
Not far enough.
Texas. Now, according to the 2019 version of the act, around 200 anti-lynching bills were introduced to Congress between 1882 and 1986, and all of them failed to clear Congress.
Okay, Mao Wow. 200 bills since the 1800s? They all didn't pass? So since the other 199 didn't pass, we don't need the 200th one, do we? See how ridiculous you sound? See how ridiculous you sound? Yeah, since we didn't pass the other 199, we don't need the 200th one. Lord Jesus Christ. Let me run that back one more time, just to make sure I got it correct.
Andrew Clyde, a Republican of Georgia, Thomas Massey from Kentucky, and Chip Roy from Texas. Now, according to the 2019 version of the act,
now this is the 2019 version. We're in 2022. It's the 2019 version. So it took 3 years to pass the 2019 version. But let's continue.
200 anti-lynching bills were introduced to Congress between 1882.
Okay, in 1882, did you need a bill? Did you need a federal crimes bill in 1882? Wow. What about the one that didn't pass in 1882? 1882, I think they were still lynching in 1882. Didn't pass it then. So since they didn't pass it in 1882, when you say that they don't even do that no more, why did they didn't pass it in 1882 when they did it? See how ridiculous you sound? Wow. You sound ridiculous.
And 1986.
In 1986, between 1882 and 1986. That's the word, 1986. From 1882 to 1986, a little bit less than 100 years. $96 years. There you go. I do quick math. In 96 years, 200 bills. So that's 2 bills a year, a little bit more than a smidge more than 2 bills a year. And none of them get done since 1882. When they was actually doing lynching in 1882, they couldn't get one passed. And your theory is, since they don't lynch anymore, 200 bills later, we didn't need the other 199, and we most definitely don't need the 200th one. That's Wow's theory.
And all of them failed to clear Congress. All of them.
We're number one.
I just feel like in this day and age, an anti-lynching law, like, why is it even a debate, right?
Right. Why is it even a debate? Why is it even a debate? Oh, we don't need it? What do you mean we don't need it? We've been trying to do it since 1882. What you mean you don't need it? We don't need it. Yeah, you don't need that crack you're smoking either. Lord Jesus Christ.
Now again, overwhelming support, except for these 3 Republican lawmakers. Now, before we get to their BS excuses for why they voted against it, I do want to tell you what the legislation entails. Again, it would make lynching a federal hate crime, Also, lynching, whoever conspires to commit any offense under paragraph 1, 2, or 3 shall, if death or serious bodily injury results from the offense, be imprisoned for not more than 30 years.
Okay, look it. Remember how we were talking about what lynching is? Here's the statute here. They talk about what lynching is specifically, Wow. Wow. Remember when you said that there's no lynching? Remember when you said they don't lynch anymore? Well, guess what? Hanging is not a part of the definition of what lynching is. Whoever conspires to commit any offense under paragraph 1, 2, 3 shall, if death or serious bodily injury. You don't even have to die. You don't even have to die, Wow. You don't even have to die. Look, here he goes. Communists will never allow immaterial arrest. They let his daddy test though. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. But back to what we're talking about. Lynching bill will protect communists, not you. But go ahead and start. See where you're going. You want to bring communists will protect communists, not you. If a communist it does what paragraph 5 says, conspires to commit any death under paragraph 1, 2, or 3 by death or bodily injury, go ahead and throw the book at him. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who it benefits or who it doesn't benefit or whatever the case, which is bullshit, because if I do this, if I commit this offense right here, I'm going to be charged with lynching. You think it's only going to apply to white people? Prosecutors are prosecute shit under the law. If a black person does this to a white person, absolutely they're gonna charge them with that. Absolutely. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, Mal Wow. You're running out of gas. You run out of gas. It will protect communists, not you. How do you know that? Are you a lawyer? No, you're not. You're not a lawyer. You're a bullshitter, absolutely. And a propagandist, absolutely. Because you don't even you talk about the people don't lynch anymore. Or explain this then, Mal Wow. Explain this, Mal Wow. This is not doesn't even say anything about hanging. Explain this.
Fined in accordance with this title or both. And then there's the second part, other conspiracies. Whoever conspires to commit any offense under paragraph 1.
Here's even more. Says nothing about hanging. Has nothing about hanging. Whoever conspires to commit any offense under paragraph 1, 2, 3 shall, if death or serious bodily injury result from the offense, if the offense includes kidnapping or an attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, be in prison for not more than 30 years, fined. Has not said nothing about hanging, but they even added sexual abuse in there. They added sexual abuse. You could be charged with lynching if you attempt to kidnap and perform aggravated sexual abuse on someone. That's lynching also. That's lynching also. They have broadened it to include more than just hanging from a tree. You still think, but you say we don't need it. It said it's not for you. What you mean it's not for you? We are killed in record numbers by guns. This is what they're talking about. We are going to outlaw guns like the communists want to. Doesn't matter. See, now you're going off into a whole other tangent. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. That's how y'all do. Stay on topic. When you don't have an answer, you go off and now you're talking about guns. Oh yeah, it doesn't say anything about guns here. It doesn't say anything about guns. It says attempt. It says shall by death. You could be hit in the head with a hammer by death. There's plenty of ways to die. It doesn't say anything about guns. Why are you talking about guns? It doesn't say anything about guns.
1, 2, or 3 shall, if death or serious bodily injury results from the offense, or if the offense includes kidnapping or an attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, be imprisoned for not more than 30 years, fined in accordance with this title or both. Okay. Apparently, these 3 Republican lawmakers had a problem with that. Thomas Massie got a little defensive on social media and tried to explain why he voted against it, saying,
"Okay, they have the same take as Malwell has. They don't even like it. They don't have a like it. But let's hear what their goofy, stupid ass, dumb ass reasons for not voting for it.
Here are the reasons I voted no on the Anti Lynching Act. Once you put that sentence together, you should probably give up. Okay. The Constitution specifies only a handful of federal crimes and leaves the rest to individual states to prosecute.
That sounds like Malwell right there. That sounds like Malwell. Guns will be next, and we will vote for it too. No, we're not talking about guns. We're talking about the Lynching Act. Stay on topic, Malwell. Stay on topic. Why you can't stay on topic? We ain't talking about guns. We ain't talking about voting for anti-gun legislation when the guns are gone. We can't defend ourselves. We ain't talking about that. We talking about lynching laws and making them federal. You sound like these idiots on TV on the screen right now.
So it's a states' rights issue, everybody. You know, it's a states' rights issue. So if some states want to have weaker laws in response to lynching, that's the way it should be. That's how.
Remember what I said? That Caucasians are the masters of fucking making something seem like it's not. It's a state issue. That's what they do. They got all kinds of tactics to say that this ain't what it really is. It's a states' right issue. It shouldn't be federal. That's the go-to. That's the N-word of the explanations. You know, the N-word is the go-to insult. That's the across the board insult, right? States' rights is the equivalent of the go-to thing that when you have nothing, you go to that. States' rights. I'm sure we're gonna hear more. Let's continue.
How Massey's brain works. He also says this bill expands current federal hate crime laws. A crime is a crime, and all victims deserve equal justice. Adding enhanced penalties for hate tends to endanger other liberties such as freedom of speech.
They're not talking about speech. It specifically lays out, they put sexual assault in there, they put kidnapping in there, they put a bodily injury or death, so you can get charged with lynching and don't even kill the person. Why not add the hate crime? Why would you be talking about tends to endanger other liberties? A crime is a crime. Come on now. You read between the lines. You're not reading between the lines. He probably got homies that do that. That's why you would say that. You're protecting your homies from being charged additionally in federal crimes. You probably know somebody that goes around doing that shit. That's the only reason why you would say that.
See, when you bring up lynching, he immediately thinks freedom of speech. He thinks of expression.
They love to tell on themselves.
Of course, that's going to be the issue. You know, everything is a slippery slope, especially if they can activate the knee-jerk opposition to any consideration of racism in their base. Exactly.
Like I said, he probably knows somebody that be doing that type of shit, and he protecting his homie. It's crazy. It's crazy. So look, the bottom line is this: as what we saw, even in the chat, was that somebody comes in. They don't have a cogent argument. They just don't want it. They don't want whatever that is, but they have no cogent argument to support it. So they just come in and spewing a bunch of nonsense. This motherfucker came in and said, it's communist and it's communist propaganda, all that shit. You throwing shit against the wall, hoping somebody gonna go for that. Anybody going for that over here? You know what I'm saying? We're not some fucking dummies. This is the Hood Trucker show, but we ain't no fucking dummies over here. You're not just going to be throwing shit at the fucking thing. Miss Nobody said lynching is a liberty. Absolutely, that's what he's trying to say. That's what it sounds like. Lynching is a liberty. That's what it sounds like he's trying to say. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And again, look at the tactics. You got somebody in the chat doing the same shit. It's not for you. It's not going to even protect you. Shut the fuck up. It's not even going to protect you. It's not for you. It's for somebody else, not you. Shut the fuck up. They added lynching. They made it so you don't have to even die. It's the attempt. They also added sexual abuse in there. They added that in there too. Because it don't have to be. Look at this guy. We really don't believe in the Constitution. Look, now you're going off of some other time. Stay on topic, Mal Wow. Stay on topic. Stay on topic, Mal Wow. Look, you're going all off on topic. Now you're talking about we're common with the common. No, listen. You're going off topic. We talking about the lynching law, and we talking about how it's had nothing to do with hanging anymore. They didn't expanded it. They include other crimes in there that you wouldn't think would be considered as lynching. But I'm all for it. If they meet the requirements to that, whatever they put in there, absolutely charge their ass with that shit. 100%. It needs to be more laws like that, because these motherfuckers running around and getting away with all kinds of shit. They need to be federal hate crimes. Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. You think that shit don't go on? Yeah. They also said there wasn't no racism because we elected a black president. Bullshit. It's all bullshit. Man, about time it passed the Congress. Now, it's I believe it still has to go through the Senate, if I'm not mistaken. But think about it. In 200, listen, it was 1882. So what's that? 1982 is 100 years. 118 and 22. 140 years. Not one of those bills had passed in 140 years. 200 of them have come across to have been introduced in Congress over the last 140 years, and meanwhile still talking about we don't need it. Fuck you talking about, man? Crazy. So, look. The homie right here, the homie right here, where he at? He ain't having it. He ain't having it with his that look like a backwoods beanie he got on, right? He ain't having it. He say fuck you. He say fuck you, Mawa. Fuck you talking about. He say Mawa may need an extra sting. Okay, so look, I'm gonna drop. Let's see, we probably got another, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. So the last 15 minutes, I'm gonna let y'all come in and voice y'all opinions. Cause I gotta be out of here by 6:30. So I'm gonna come in and let y'all want to come. Let me see. Y'all want to join the conversation? We'll let you come in. We'll let you come in. You got 15 minutes. I gotta be out of here at 6:30. I got somewhere to be in the morning. Gotta be out of here. The link is in the chat. If you want to come and chime in for the last 15 minutes, more than welcome. Damn, I ain't off it. I'll be on tomorrow. We're gonna try to do probably between 4 and 6. I'd say between like maybe 4 and 5. Earlier the better, because this is birthday weekend, so we're trying to get it in early, get all the content and stuff in early. Get all the content. I see Mawel showing off his IQ. Yeah, it's very high, and it's very high. Maybe we're talking about me. I don't know, but mine is very high. Yours is very low. Absolutely, 100%. Let's see. No, not AM. It's gonna be PM. My bad. Hell no. Hell no. We ain't getting up that early. Hell no. Appreciate you, Beware. Yeah, it's gonna be Born Day weekend. Absolutely, trying to get it in. I'm gonna get some work done too. I wanted to get some more T-shirt colors in, do a couple of things. I'm gonna be working all weekend, but I'm gonna have some fun at the, on the late night. Trying to get it in, enjoy the little weekend. Back at it on Monday. But we gonna try to get it in over the weekend, most definitely. So let's see. Joe says Mau already with the IQ insult. Yeah, I mean, look at the go-to shit. Like the go-to. Like, when you don't necessarily want to say the N-word, they got other shit in the chamber ready to go. See the lady in the back cap say sup. Yeah. Yeah, sup with you, man. What's up with you? Let's see. Mao is our what's African God. We are matriarchal society. Yeah, you talking about total. We ain't talking about that. We trying to stay on topic. See how you go off topic? That's low IQ. You go off topic. You try to veer off somewhere else. No. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. I just hope we don't end up going to war because they will bomb the fuck out of America. I don't think they want that smoke. Because they know they end this motherfucker. They don't want that smoke. They'll end this motherfucker. Hell yeah, they will. They will end this shit. 100%. They will end this shit. It'll be over. Putin know that. Putin too motherfucking rich to risk any of that. Putin too rich. He's not finna risk none of that. Hell no. He living the life. Look, he's the head of a country. He calling shots. Ain't nobody even going to run against him because he finna shut that down. You think he gonna risk any of that? Hell no. Hell no. Now, see, China will join Russia and have a field day. But see, I still don't think they want that smoke though. I don't think they want that. Listen, China's another one. All them, they talk that shit. They talk that shit. But listen, America could turn the lights out, and they know it. Russia can do it too. China can't do it. They might have a nuke or something, but they can't really do it like Russia and America can. America could turn these lights out for sure, 100%, real quick. Turn it out. Russia knows that. Come on now. You can bluff all day long. Man, look, this is like a UFC fight, man. This is like a UFC fight, and they be talking shit. And then they get in the ring and they be like, oh, maybe I was maybe I spoke too soon. Think so, China rich, bro. Yeah, but they ain't got no military like that, though. They ain't got no military like that. I think if I'm not mistaken, they don't really allow them to have no nukes like that. They got bread. Oh, don't get it twisted. They got bread. See, can you understand the word? They got bread. They sure the fuck got bread. But you see, she said it sounds like a name of a cat. Not that it was. Okay. Yeah, they got bread over there. But look, again, look. Think about it. Put yourself in Putin's shoes, right? You probably didn't think you probably see what he probably thought that since Ukraine is not, so first of all, since Ukraine used to be a part of the USSR, the Soviet Union, since they used to be a part of that, maybe he thought that the rest of the world would just let him do whatever the hell he wanted to, because they were saying a lot of people were thinking that Putin probably underestimated the rest of the world and the reactions to what he was doing over there. That's why. So now it's a thing where he might be trying to save face a little bit, because he made a miscalculation, because he probably didn't think that people was going to be on it like that. You were saying, what did Cat really say? He said, "Oh, you have made a terrible mistake." 100%. Listen. The military be training those boys from birth to. Yeah, but look, our military is number one. I think we spend billions on our military more than any other country. Yes, and guess what? America will turn these motherfucking lights out. Russia know that. Russia can do it again. Russia can do it too. They've been stockpiling. They've been then having, Reagan went through the same shit with what was it, Gorbachev or something? He went through the same shit. But listen, neither one of them want no smoke. Listen, either one of them on a moment's notice. Why do you think Kim Jong-un was doing what he was doing over there? See, the fact that U.S. has spent a lot of money more, but that money comes from China though. Yeah, but listen, that's why we run the bill up. Man, you gotta make sure that America is still here. You gotta make sure we gonna still be here, man. Yeah. Hell yeah, you gotta make sure that, we still in place. Let's see. I gotta fix this thing again. Okay, we got about 7 more minutes. Let me see. This thing tripping. See, this thing is. Here we go. Let's go back. Let's try it. Right there. There. Okay. Right there. Yeah, I think it was just he underestimated. That hat looked dusty because I work every day. Unlike some of y'all, don't do shit all day, scratch your balls and play video games. I work every day. Matter of fact, I'm still at work. I took a break, to come in and get this live. I want to talk about this because I thought it was ridiculous. So we had to come in and talk about it. Moonlight in the building. Just finished dinner. What you have for dinner? I'm about to eat mine because I gotta be off of here by 6:30 and on the road by 7:30. So I'm gonna have about a half hour to get situated and throw me some din on the plate, and then we're gonna get out of here because I gotta be somewhere in the morning. Then after that, I'm free all day. We're gonna probably get it in probably four to 6 shifts. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. I'm also going to try. I can't. I'm not going to promise I'm going to be successful at, but I'm going to try to do more consistent content because I'm all over the place. Sometimes it'll be in the morning when I have time. Sometimes it'll be in the morning. Most of the time you have to catch the replay. Be in the morning, be at night, all over the place, and it is what it is. So. So look, apparently y'all want to come in and discuss anything. We're gonna get out of here. I got 5 more minutes, but we're gonna get out of here so I can get a head start on my dinner. Moonlight came in there and made me hungry, so now I'm looking to I'm looking to eat something, put something on my belly, because after I be where I need to be this morning, I need to get a quick workout. And actually, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work out. As soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna work out because I got 30 minutes. So I'm gonna get like a little 5-10 minute workout while my food is simmering in the microwave, and we're gonna get it in. So we're gonna get out of here. But again, I'm gonna give you. Let's see. Let's just shoot. Tell you what. Let's shoot for 4 Eastern. Let's shoot for 4 tomorrow. Let's shoot for 4. If I have any issues, I'll type in the chat what's going on, whatever. But let's shoot for 4 tomorrow, and then so tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning, I'll have a topic. It's going to be good, nice and juicy. But we'll do. I'll send it out tomorrow morning. But tomorrow, come back. We're gonna shoot for 4. And if we have any problems, I'll shoot it in the chat. So, like, subscribe, go ahead and hit them links. Go ahead and hit that super chat, that PayPal. They got the super sticker now, but all of that's in the no, that's not all of it. The other links that the website where you can pick up that hood fit gear. The member section, all of that, become a member, all of that. I'm going to start doing after hours, members only, after the live stuff. I'm not going to do it today because I don't have no time, but starting tomorrow, we're going to get in and the members going to come in and we're going to have discussions and whatever and whatnot and whatever have you. Start put together more member content, stuff like that. So with that, enjoy the rest of your day. Then we segue into these YouTube streets. Absolutely. So let's see. Thank you too as well, Daifa. We'll see you. Hopefully we'll see y'all tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So with that, enjoy the rest of your day, and we're gonna get back real soon. Take care.